I have not made as many videos on here as much as I wanted to about Black History Month for African American History Month. And I apologize for that, and I'm going to get back to making those soon. I just kind of do want to talk about something that I kind of been thinking about here recently. One of the big problems in the way we teach history in the United States today is that we don't do a good enough job of how we teach the history of all Americans. And what I mean by that is Native American history, African American history, women's history. We do have a lot of history that is told from a white European male perspective. It's just kind of how it is. One of the problems that we fall into, and I know I've done this myself and I try not to, is that when we do talk about the histories of those groups of people, it's always about the struggle that those groups have gone through. We don't talk a lot about the excellence that they went through. We don't talk about their big contributions. If we do talk about their contributions, we treat it like it's some abnormal thing when it's important, but it should be told hand in hand with everything else that we're discussing. This last Sunday, we just saw a Super Bowl that both teams were quarterbacked and led by two of the most dominant quarterbacks in the league. One of them probably the best quarterback to ever play the game. Bias. I mean, but that's a position that 30 to 40 years ago, they wouldn't have been considered to play because of just the attitudes that people had at the time for that position. So the goal of these videos is not just to showcase the struggle, even though that's an important part of the story, but it's to showcase how much of a role they had in determining their own futures, their own history, and how it is American history. It's not a separate part of history. It is American history, and it should be celebrated by all. And don't worry, I promise. I'm getting back to this soon. I will be doing these again soon. I promise.